Herzlich willkommen zum Startup Meetup des Mediatek Hub Accelerators. Das ist unser 9. Meetup in diesem Jahr. Wir haben eine kleine Pause mal im Sommer gemacht und jetzt geht's weiter. Wir waren natürlich letzten Monat schon dabei, aber nicht, dass ihr euch wundert, wegen der Nummer 9, wenn wir schon im 10. Monat sind. Ich freue mich total, dass ihr dabei seid und ich freue mich, dass wir heute auch wieder einen Gast haben, Juliane Schulze, die werde ich gleich dazu bitten. Und wir haben auch wieder 2 Mediatek Hub Accelerator Startups dabei. Ein Startup kennt ihr vielleicht schon, das ist Beta Room, die eine VR-App entwickelt haben. Und dieses zweite Startup ist relativ neu bei uns im Accelerator-Programm. Die heißen Frameride und sind sozusagen in Berlin und in Helsinki based, was auch super spannend für uns ist. Und ja, eine Sache noch. Wir haben natürlich einen wundervollen Partner. Man sieht es oben im Fenster. Wir kooperieren mit dem Cluster IKT Medien- und Kreativwirtschaft der Wirtschaftsförderung Brandenburg und freuen uns auch total über diese Kooperation. Und heute haben wir natürlich auch ein Thema, was perfekt zu dieser Kooperation passt, denn wir sprechen über die Kreativwirtschaft und Investments in die Kreativwirtschaft. Und ja, dazu begrüße ich jetzt Juliane Schulze von Media Deals. Hi Juliane.
Hallo. Ich freue mich,
die Kreativwirtschaft
dabei zu sein und danke für die Einladung.
Ja, kein Problem. Wir freuen uns, dass du dabei bist. Die Kreativwirtschaft und Investments, das ist ja, weiß ich nicht, gehört das zusammen oder ist das was ganz Neues oder wie ist da so deine Erfahrung? Denn viele Leute, glaube ich, können nicht ganz einordnen, gerade in der Startup-Welt oder in der Investorenwelt, was ist jetzt wirklich Kreativwirtschaft? Weil
das
Tech ist ja immer kreativ at the end of the day.
Oh ja, das ist absolut richtig. Also da gibt es tatsächlich auf beiden Seiten, ich würde denken, viele Stereotype. Man hat eine Meinung voneinander, aber man kennt sich eigentlich nicht, wie das so häufig der Fall ist. Gehören die Kreativwirtschaft oder die Creative Economy und Investoren, Equity-Investoren in unserem Fall, also Kapitalgeber, zusammen? Vielleicht darf ich das mit einem Rückblick beantworten. Also ursprünglich kommt zum Beispiel das Business Angel Investment aus der Kultur. Das ist ganz interessant, weil die ersten Investitionen, die getätigt wurden, die gingen in Theater, in etwas entferntere, kleinere Theater, die also jetzt nicht so wirklich gut ausgestattet waren mit Geldern. Und eine Gruppe von nicht ganz unvermögenden Individuen hat beschlossen, das ist 100 Jahre her etwa, dass sie doch ganz gerne ein paar bestimmte Theaterstücke sehen wollen würden in diesem lokalen Theater. Und das war schlichtweg nicht zu finanzieren durch die vorhandenen Mittel. Also hat man sich zusammengefunden, hat einen sozusagen Finanzierungspool gegründet und hat über dieses Private Equity Investment tatsächlich sichergestellt, dass das Theater ganz bestimmte Stücke spielen konnte. Und wenn man das im Hinterkopf hat, dann merkt man, dass die Nähe zwischen den Kreativen und den Investoren natürlich unmittelbar ist. Wir haben einige Hürden aufgebaut und Media Deals als Organisation bemüht sich eigentlich täglich diese Hürden für beide abzubauen, sodass es dann einfacher wird, miteinander ins Gespräch zu kommen. Und das hat vor allen Dingen damit zu tun, dass wir eben nicht über diese Stereotype sprechen, sondern dass wir uns die Zeit nehmen und die Mühe machen, uns besser kennenzulernen, dass also zum Beispiel Investoren auch viel besser und tiefer einsteigen in die Wertschöpfungsketten verschiedener kreativer Industrien oder Sektoren und auf der anderen Seite Gründer natürlich verstehen wollen, müssen, sollen, dürfen, wie Investoren ticken, was sie suchen, was sie erwarten, wie sie denken. Und das skizziert eigentlich schon einen wesentlichen Teil unserer Arbeit.
Genau. Ja, da würde ich auch gerne einsteigen. Also ihr versteht euch ja als ein Netzwerk, ne? Und auch ein paneuropäisches Netzwerk, so ich das verstanden habe. Also ihr bringt auch Investoren oder Venture Capital Geber aus ganz Europa zusammen, aber auch, glaube ich, auch jene, die jetzt nicht von sich aus originär sagen, okay, ich mache nur Kreativwirtschaft, sondern die auch aus anderen Bereichen oder in anderen Bereichen vorher investiert haben oder zusätzlich investieren und habe da sozusagen dieses Netzwerk gegründet. Kannst du noch mal sagen, warum ihr das gemacht habt und auch wann ihr das gestartet habt? Weil ihr macht das ja schon relativ lange.
Ja, erschütternderweise. Wir sind seit 2008 sozusagen mit unserem Hämmerchen dabei und klopfen. Und wir haben eigentlich begonnen, uns zu fragen, wie Privatkapital in die Kreativwirtschaft fließen kann, nachdem wir Peaceful Fish schon 12 Jahre lang betrieben haben. Stimmt gar nicht, länger. Und wir haben bemerkt, da gibt es ein Gap. Es gibt diese Förderung sozusagen europaweit in unterschiedlichen Ausprägungen und es gibt eine gewisse...
Ich würde nur ganz kurz, Peaceful Fish ist eure Strategie, Beratungsfirma, die sich hauptsächlich auch mit Fördermitteln für die Filmwirtschaft, glaube ich, auseinandersetzt.
Für den audiovisuellen Sektor, kann man sagen.
Ja.
Und in diesem Kontext haben wir eben festgestellt, dass also da so eine gewisse Einseitigkeit besteht und dass durch diese gewohnten Wege des Miteinander, des öffentlichen Kofinanzierens oder Ganzfinanzierens eben auch nicht wirkliches Wirtschaften möglich ist, sondern es ist seine sehr starke Abhängigkeit. Die Volatilität ist sehr hoch, es ist immer projektbezogen und eine, sagen wir mal, nachhaltig gedachte Firma kann so eigentlich nicht überleben. Also haben wir uns gefragt, kann man nicht eigentlich wie in anderen Sektoren, also zum Beispiel Technologiesektoren, auch mit der Kreativwirtschaft an Investoren herantreten und sagen, schaut mal, hier passieren sehr interessante Dinge. Hier gibt es Investitionsbedarfe auf der einen Seite und es gibt Innovationen auf der anderen Seite. Es gibt Marktbewegungen, die durch diese Lösungen auch bedient werden. Und wir haben festgestellt, dass es eben auf Seiten der Investoren viele Fragezeichen gab. Und dass es sehr viel Aufklärung bedurfte, um praktisch diese Wissenslücken zu schließen und dann danach auch das Vertrauen aufzubauen, erste Schritte zu machen. Und was du gesagt hast, ist sehr richtig. Wir arbeiten seit 2008 in Media Deals sozusagen europaweit. Wir haben im Netzwerk mehr als 60 aktive Investoren, die sich alle auf Frühphaseninvestitionen von wachstumsorientierten Startups in der Creative Economy kapriziert haben oder zumindest dort unterwegs sind. Aber völlig richtig, wie du sagst, versuchen wir auch immer sozusagen jungfräuliche Investoren an Bord zu holen und sie eigentlich durch Co-Investitionen kundiger zu machen, sodass also zum Beispiel Investitionen in Teams von verschiedenen Angel-Investoren oder angedockt an kleinere Fonds und so weiter gelingen und dadurch natürlich der Lerneffekt entsteht und Investoren dann sukzessive verstehen, wie Wertschöpfung funktioniert, wie Verwertungsketten funktionieren und so weiter und wie sie schlussendlich an ihr Geld kommen und ihre Anteile in den Firmen verkaufen können. Aber das ist natürlich Teil der Übung.
Und kannst du mal ein Beispiel nennen, also wie hoch auch die Summen sind, die die Investoren in eurem, und Investorinnen sind ja hoffentlich auch ein paar Frauen dabei.
Leider wenige, ärgerlich, aber wir arbeiten dran.
Also wie hoch die Investments so in der Regel sind und ob es auch sozusagen Investoren gibt, die vor einigen Jahren noch ganz wenig investiert haben, aber jetzt dann schon mit höheren Summen einsteigen. Ob
Ja,
genau, als du
tatsächlich.
so eine Spannbreite aufmachst.
Genau, von null, ich muss erstmal gucken,
Ja.
ich mache mir erstmal gar nichts und schaue mir das an und sitze daneben und höre zu, bis 2 Millionen sind in dem Netzwerk also absolut möglich. Das hängt natürlich immer ganz ab vom Typ Investor. Also es gibt zum Beispiel Angel-Investoren bei uns, die mit sehr kleinem Geld in ein Investment einsteigen, aber sehr viel Expertise in die Firmen mitbringen und auch ihre Netzwerke und so weiter öffnen. Also Sweat Money mit anderen Worten. Und diese Mehrwerte sind natürlich enorm kostbar und mehr wert als Geld. Das wissen beide Seiten. Wir haben einen Super Angel im Netzwerk, der sehr tief in, sagen wir mal, den digitalen Kinolösungen steckt und als Serial Entrepreneur selber verschiedene Firmen gegründet hat und erfolgreich verkaufen konnte. Und für den sind 2 Millionen auch möglich. Euro. Und dazwischen gibt es ein ganz breites Spektrum an ganz unterschiedlich gearteten Sweet Spots. Ich würde sagen, so im Durchschnitt sprechen wir von 100 bis 250.000 Euro Investment, die diese Angels also entweder als Individuum oder auch als Gruppen gerne aufbringen. Und zum Netzwerk gehören auch Fonds, die, sagen wir mal, im Spektrum ihrer Portfolios Unternehmen aus der Kreativwirtschaft haben. Ich denke, dass die meisten nicken werden, wenn ich sage, dass Investitionen in Games mittlerweile gelernte Targets sind. Also die Investoren denken eigentlich mittlerweile schon recht schnell an Games, den Games-Sektor, wenn sie an Kreativwirtschaft denken. Das ist schon mal gut. Das war vor 15 Jahren nicht der Fall.
Ja, aber das ist ja auch der Sektor, der das meiste Geld
genau.
In dem, was man Kultur- und Kreativwirtschaft in Deutschland, was man darunter fasst und auch die 11 Teilbereiche, die es gibt, oder 12, wie man das sieht, da ist ja Games sozusagen und auch so Softwareentwicklung sind ja die Bereiche, wo die höchsten Umsätze generiert werden.
Richtig.
Genau. Da würde mich aber auch nochmal anschließend gleich interessieren, also merkt ihr da auch jetzt nochmal so ein Shift, also von Games jetzt dann zu einem neuen Thema, also ich sehe da gerade so dieses ganze Thema XR, VR, Mixed Realities. Ist das jetzt zum Beispiel so ein Thema, wo Investoren jetzt vermehrt drauf zurückkommen, oder ist was kurz passiert bei uns? Oder sind die noch konservativ momentan? Jetzt haben sie gerade Games gelernt, dass das ganz gut ist. Oder gibt es dann sozusagen schon die Entwicklung da auch schon weiter?
Also Games ist tatsächlich im Moment eine feste Größe, eine verlässliche Größe und entwickelt eigentlich sogar noch mehr, mehr Traction insoweit, als dass wir bemerken, dass Games eine Art Social Community Place werden. Also man geht eben fast schon weniger in die typischen Social Media Netzwerke und schon doch eher in ganz bestimmte Games, um sich dort zu treffen. Und das ist ein interessanter Trend, den Investoren natürlich auch bemerkt haben. Und da gibt es also gerade in diesem Segment sehr viel Interesse von Seiten der Investoren. Ein Segment, das uns persönlich gar nicht betrifft, aber immer wieder erwähnt wird, ist E-Sports. Und hat aber natürlich für einige Firmen, die im Bereich bestimmter Algorithmenentwicklung und so weiter tätig sind und trotzdem aus der Kreativwirtschaft kommen, eine große Bedeutung. Also da gibt es häufig Anwendungen, die eben für, sagen wir mal, den Film- oder Videobereich entwickelt wurden und die plötzlich im E-Sports-Bereich funktionieren und dort dann auch wirklich Geld machen. Und das ist natürlich auch sehr interessant. Ja. Also XR, VR, schwierig. Nicht, weil sich das nicht tatsächlich irgendwie abzeichnet als die Zukunft, sondern deswegen schwierig, weil es eben noch nicht da ist.
Okay.
Das heißt, weil diese dämlichen Brillen immer noch nicht wirklich so sind, wie wir sie gerne hätten, zu schwer, zu dies, zu das, zu viel Drähte, zu datenintensiv und so weiter. Das heißt, es braucht noch so 2, vielleicht 3 Generationen verschiedener Devices, bis wir dort sind, und dann geht das natürlich durch die Decke.
Ja. Interessant. Ja, also wir haben ja bei uns, der Mediatek Hub Potsdam hat ja sowieso auch so einen Fokus auch auf VR, Mixed Reality, aber eben auch Voice. Also wir sehen zum Beispiel auch im Thema Voice eine ganz große Zukunft. Ja, und natürlich auch in der Frage, wie beispielsweise künstliche Intelligenz auch eingesetzt werden kann in einem Kreativbereich, in Games oder auch in anderen. Also wir haben ja zum Beispiel auch ein Startup bei uns im Portfolio, Jona, die machen Fashion Design mit KI und so. Das sind natürlich ganz unterschiedliche Bereiche, wo das genutzt werden kann und wo wir auch so sehen, dass da langsam aber sicher auch eine Bewegung da ist und die Leute da auch Potenzial sehen zu investieren. Naja, ich würde mal sagen, wir fangen zu pitchen an. Oder, Juliane?
Großartig, wunderbar.
Und,
ready to rumble.
Ready to rumble. Ich würde sagen, wir starten mit unserem ersten Team. Das ist Beta Room. Und ich würde jetzt, Peter spricht natürlich perfekt Deutsch, ist Berliner so, aber du hast einen Pitch auf Englisch vorbereitet und machst ihn am liebsten auf Englisch, deswegen würde ich mal ins Englische switchen. Und genau. Hi. Genau. So yeah, Peter, how long have you been in our program? I think it's over soon, isn't it? I mean, you will always be part of us, but the active time will be over soon.
I've been through all Corona with you, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
We've seen once, and then there was the lockdown.
Yeah.
Sadly.
But you're still there, and we are still there, so we survived somehow. And I think that of what I heard from you, through Erdős mostly, our head of Accelerator, you have worked on your AR app. I've said XR in the beginning, but it's AR, augmented reality. And I saw a post of you this week on LinkedIn that you've got mentioned at the Apple Store, a special mention. Can you say something about that? So what that means for your startup and for your work, basically?
Yeah, actually, like in the App Store, like the 2 apps we released, they were marked as the like apps, like they want to present these apps. And this is quite an honor that actually both apps at the same time were presented in the App Store. So it's, it's good marketing, but it also shows that some people like what we are doing.
Yeah, and it shows, I mean, what Juliane just said, that especially those mixed reality applications or VR or AR still need the devices, and that hasn't come through. But if you have a product that is based as an app and you can use it on your smartphone, then it shows that there is definitely a market for that. So
definitely, like there are a lot of people who used it, and it's also, it shows that the approach is already working on the smartphones, and basically like this is like billions of people worldwide can use it.
So yeah, let's go into your pitch.
Yeah.
You know the rules. It's 5 minutes, and I will set the alarm clock. So
to rush then.
Go. The stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much. My company, like our team is called Beta Room, and what we do is meaningful augmented reality storytelling. And yeah, we were talking about augmented reality already, but like we showed a bit like what it actually is you can actually show things in reality or like extend the reality with objects which are not there or are not there anymore. So this opens up the possibility that you can engage people in a different way. Like, you know, like you can walk around in reality. You use your smartphone, your modern devices. And this is like also what we mentioned. You don't need the glasses necessarily. You can already use it on smartphones or like iPads, for example. But the thing is in which direction we are also going, because like you can see, like you can show a chair, but you can also use it in education. You can bring things back to life. And this is our specialty. Like we tell stories, but like the question is like, which story do we tell? And this is our first big story is the Berlin Wall. We showed the Berlin Wall in augmented reality, and the app for that is called Mauer. It's a game on the German word Mauer with an AR at the end. So before I really show it to you, I will say like what attention actually created. Like one of the big tech leaders in the world wanted to see it. This is quite known, but also like the app after we released it, it became the official app of the 30 years anniversary of the peaceful revolution and fall of the wall. It got traction from the media, like from Japan over Italy to actually New York. Like this is a picture of a news presenter or like news anchor from New York, but also like German news presented it. But also, as we mentioned before, like there was inside the App Store, they showed the app. So it got featured also worldwide. It got #1 in education in Germany and one of the top 3 apps. It got good ratings. People liked it actually. This is also like really meaningful. And like lately, this is very, we're really proud to actually say, like first time I present or tell it anybody, is actually like since last week, our app got into the official Apple teacher program. So it's going to be featured worldwide for teachers who want to actually use augmented reality or like use digital tools in their lessons. So yeah, that's really cool. So, but what is the app? What does it show? Like what you can do is you can use the app, walk there where the wall used to be. Huh? Do you see the video? It's a video. It's not fluid. It works fluid here, but like in the software doesn't do it well. So you can actually see the wall, but it's not only that you see the wall where it used to stand. You are actually like brought into this world, into stories from East and West, where you feel like you're really there in the past. So certain events like the building up of the wall or like tanks, you saw like a tank standing there. And this is what is happening in the augmented reality experience, what we created. So this is Mauer, but of course we didn't stop there. We continued together with Kulturprojekte Berlin. This is like the official organizer of many events here in Berlin. We created a platform for new augmented reality stories, and it's called Augmented Berlin. So it's like the official AR stories about certain events in Berlin. Like, for example, what you see here is the peaceful revolution. Oops, sorry. Oh, no. Yeah, the peaceful revolution, like you can see it in augmented reality. But also what we did is now there was a 75th birthday anniversary of the end of the World War II. So you can actually travel from the 20s to the end of the war in Berlin at the Pariser Platz, actually. And listen to real stories which happened there. And now what our latest story, what we released is actually for the 30th anniversary of German reunification. And this happens actually in our experience in the Tresor Berlin. Tresor is actually like one of the most famous techno clubs. It got founded like after Germany reunified, and this is now also possible to do it on your phone at home. And yeah, there's the story of Alan Alien, like for the people who love techno or electronic music. So yeah, these are all our creations, but like, who are we? We are Beta Room. We are a team of people who work cross-disciplinary. So we are not only like software developers. We are, as you see, we are writers. We have creative directors. We have people who work in artificial intelligence, music creation. But the key thing is that each of our members, they have decades of experience in their field. So in this together, like, creates something new. So to sum it up, like, we make meaningful storytelling. What's meaningful is like really not only being a game. We create apps also for institutions, like different apps, and the users, they really liked it. We also created a AR platform, and we always try to have pioneering implementations of our ideas. So I'm Peter Kolsky. I'm the CEO and one of the AR developers, and we're always looking for co-partners, or like always hiring, but like also now we're looking for a co-partner who wants to go on the next projects, which are like in the pipeline, and create the future, basically. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Peter.
Yeah, that was a little bit.
So I think we're getting Juliana. So yeah, we're waiting for questions on them.
I will remove the slide. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I'm back.
Oh no, I think Juliana just has a crush with her. Yeah, we'll wait until she's ready. So I think that is a really interesting project what you have. But my first thing was, well, are you a startup, or are you, aren't you more or less an agency that is doing services for institutions such as Kulturprojekte Berlin, or, I mean, it can be also applied to other cities, I assume. So what do you think you are?
I think at the moment it's a mix of both, because like we developed a product, and we are applying this principle and the software to together with Kulturprojekte, which is of course good, because like now we have the chance to really bring it to people in a meaningful way. So it's a win-win situation. But we have our own product.
Yeah, and so what will be the own product then? Because what I saw, or what was my impression, is that you have different products which you made for different clients. So what's your Beta Room product itself?
Now the Beta Room product is first Mauer and the software behind it.
Okay.
And the concept team. Yeah. So Mauer is our product.
So basically, when we take Mauer, you can use it. There's technology behind it, and you can use it for other themes, educational themes, or any fiction themes, or whatever you want to do. And the technology is that something which is new, or is that basically how, I don't know, AR normally works, or is there something that you have added to it, like on the technological side?
We have added like many here, what's it called, AI algorithms in it, and like there's certain algorithms which are not there out of the box, and this is like one of the key things.
Okay, I see.
We added.
Because I think in your pitch, you should a little bit focus more on that, what your product itself can do. I mean, it's really nice to see how you, where you have been using it, or where it is used, in which contexts, but I didn't really see what's your product itself, you know, the Beta Room product. So I think it would be helpful if you can, or for your pitch, it would be nice if you have this focus on your product itself.
Okay, I will. Next time I pitch, I will take your comments into account.
I think
but are there
actually
questions? Huh?
So yeah, please.
I am back.
Hello, Juliana.
Where have you been?
Welcome back.
The internet just obviously disconnected. I mean, it didn't disconnect, but it threw me out of the space. This is really unfortunate, and I was not able to hear your presentation all the way to the end, so I might ask stupid questions.
Go for it.
That's sad.
Because if you have answered everything while I was just trying to reconnect, then obviously that's pretty meaningless, but let's give it a shot. First of all, thank you very much for the presentation. I think it's a super tool. Susanne already mentioned, one standout aspect, which is you need a smartphone, and all you need is a smartphone. So you do not have to juggle with heavy devices and all the complexity of being wired and having to move around the space or whatever. So this is excellent, and obviously a big advantage of augmented reality or mixed reality solutions. So with that said, and congratulations to all the prizes you are collecting right and left. So that's very good. You are developing traction and visibility. I think what I would want to understand is, first of all, the price tag. So what does it cost you to create an app like that? And for how much can you sell it, which kind of goes into the direction of a business model?
It really depends. Like, I'm actually not openly in the internet selling like the prices, because it really depends what you want, what quality you want.
Berlin Wall quality.
Yeah, that's not so cheap.
So maybe you can say like a figure.
This is not something to sell.
Yeah, but is it a figure like, are we talking about 5,000 euros, or are we talking about 500,000 euros? I mean, do you know, is there a range in? Because I think that's also a really interesting topic, because in all that VR, I think no one has a clue how much money is involved in it. I mean, in film, we know there's always certain budgets involved. I mean, 90 minutes, start order, around 9 million euros right now. So I hope I don't say anything wrong on that side, but that, I think that would also be interesting for the community to know how much budget do you need to have to produce a high profile app like that or application like that. So you can just say a range.
I can say, it really depends on the quality and like how much time you invest and etc. But like, so you don't get it under 100,000. Let's say it like this.
But that's a good. I mean,
but
I would have thought that, because I think that's pretty reasonable. Don't you think, Juliana?
Yeah, like games are way more expensive.
No, absolutely. That's not overpriced or something. Not at all. Obviously, this leads to the question of who are your target clients? Do you work for commission? Basically, so are you being hired to do things, or so is it a B2B kind of model that you are running, or where do you stand?
It's actually both, because like we have like these both concepts. Like we have the software which has certain capabilities, so we can offer like producing something, which is like more like B2B. But we have also our own product, and we are like have a couple of ideas of producing different, releasing other apps, which would be then direct marketing or like direct selling to the customer.
Yeah, I think this would be interesting because if you can afford to play on both weddings, so to speak, then obviously you have your finger at the pulse of your end consumer, and you understand what, let's say, the customer wants, who is in a city context or is visiting a place or so, and you can also give that back to commissioning clients like, for example, Kulturprojekte Berlin or others like that. So I think that there's an interesting expertise that you would be building if you do both B2C and B2B. The other question I have, obviously from a perspective of let's say more the investment angle, the team competency. So I heard you, and then you began to break up, unfortunately, speaking about a broader expertise that you have within your team. Could you explain a little bit how many you are and what you cover currently? So which kind of areas, job areas do you cover?
Like we cover like story creation, visual creation, basically like art direction from film, from this direction, and but also people who create 3D models, then artists who did programming, but also installation programming, music creators, and of course like software development. And like the key thing is that maybe you didn't hear it, but like there are they have a lot of experience, so it's not like they're beginners, and maybe this is also like a key factor, which of course does make the price cheaper, but like the quality higher.
And do you have somebody in your team who's looking after marketing and communication?
No, this is actually like our weak points at the moment, but like maybe then it's like we are searching for like a partner actually who would say, okay, I'm doing this full time, maybe customer like sales, business development.
Very good.
So like
Super.
we are strong on so we're strong on the technological and artistic side, but not like business development. But as you saw, like at the moment, we didn't need it so much, like marketing, etc. was self-running, which is nice, of course. But I think like we want to grow, and we think it's a good approach, so we should go. But maybe you can help. Maybe you know somebody.
Maybe I need to put my thinking cap on, but I think it's advisable to bring this competence to your team as soon as you can, because the growth of your company as a company will be extremely linked, to the way you can communicate to more clients, how the business development will be strategically led by a person in charge at your company. It's nothing you can outsource or so. It needs to be, a competence within your company. And because the thing in the end, and you know this, is an app is great, but an app is not a company. So to create, a success story and a kind of robust company around this very nice and a successful app would be the next step as far as I can tell. So now you have your foot in the door, everybody says wow, and now it's good to think about the next steps to take to secure your achievements and to make sure that this is a foundation, solid and robust foundation for moving ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is a good.
Yeah, there's a question from the audience.
Yeah.
One moment. It's from Jan Babelsberg. Is there presentation? Oh, I think he said missed. So I think, can you download your presentation?
Aren't we on YouTube now, and you can rewatch it?
So Jan, maybe you have to.
Oh, sorry, Susanne, you're breaking up.
Huh? So it's not only me.
Yeah, but I think like this is all now on YouTube, and you can watch the whole presentation again. Ooh, Susanne.
Yeah, Susanne's frame is frozen.
So Jan, maybe you.
And
Okay, but I
this
can't
is
see
more
the
or
other
less the
questions.
capital of Germany, isn't it? I mean, this is
Am I
striking.
back?
Ah,
Am I
you're back.
back?
I can hear you now.
Okay. So yeah, it's on YouTube. You can watch it. And Jan, if you have a question and you want to have the presentation in any case, we can connect you with Peter, and then maybe you can share that in between you both. So yeah, thank you for the presentation. I think Beta Room is really interesting because it's this content side, but also has this technology point of view, which goes more into the startup direction. I think, yeah. And that was also, there's one question I have. I'm interested are there any other cities like Berlin who've seen that and want to do something similar and got in touch with you already?
Yes, they are, but I cannot tell which city. But of course, like it's something nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So like future is
Okay.
very interesting. There's a lot of things gonna happen.
Super, very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I
you have to tell us when
correctly, what you will be doing
out.
is to expand to other cities and to take your app basically to the next location and maybe the next location and the next location and so on.
Yeah. Was this a question? I missed like the first words. Was this a question or was it a summary?
It was what I'm assuming and a question wrapped in an assumption.
Yeah. So I can just say yes.
Am I assuming correctly that?
Yeah.
So I think we have to go on with FrameRite. And yeah, Peter, thanks a lot for your presentation. And yeah, so we're welcoming Marina from FrameRite.
Hello.
And you're pretty new in the accelerator program. Mm-hmm. So I think is it 1 month or 2 months? No, I think 1 month, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, something between. So yeah, and I haven't seen your presentation at all. So I know what you do, but I haven't seen your pitch. So I'm really excited. And yeah, and I would say the stage is yours. Go on.
Cool. Let's see what you think of it.
Yeah, I hope my connection keeps.
And can you see now my slides? Can you see my first slide?
Yeah, 1 moment. Yeah.
But you cannot see my notes. Yes, and no notes. There's just the slide. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Then everything's correct. So let's start. Hi, my name is Marina. I'm the CEO and co-founder of FrameRite. My background is in business and photography, and visual culture is close to my heart. Images are the first thing you see in news, advertising, and e-commerce. Making pictures look good requires putting a lot of effort into them. But most of the times, pictures end up looking like this. They're headless portraits, or only just areas picturing stories. I compare this feeling to the frustration as if your text editing software would refuse to spell correctly. Photography used to be a process of carefully creating one final image. But in today's digital environment, one picture needs to fit to countless formats. FrameRite solves this. We make images smart and capable of adjusting to all environments. We are currently working with media houses and news agencies in Germany and around Europe. And on top of that, there are endless applications with all digital platforms. FrameRite combines human touch with artificial intelligence and creates a seamless augmented workflow. The editor UI can be used as a standalone application or directly in the user's browser. It also provides APIs for more complex pipelines. FrameRite integrates with every touch point in any system. It is the platform that makes all the steps of image workflows communicate together. Our monetization is based on creating and managing the crop information manually or with the FrameRite AI. For example, our customer in Finland was very happy after we streamlined their processes so editors could work 70% faster and knew that everything would always look 100% correct. Their tech team even sent us this before and after picture with a thank you note. The daily pain was suddenly gone with one simple integration. We wanted to build the best image cropping AI in the world, one that could understand the dynamics and composition. We made it happen with the help of a unique dataset of 1 million manually cropped images from the German press agency. The result is a sophisticated model that outperforms all alternatives and evolves along with different styles and trends. Our $2 billion target market in the creative software industry consists of media, marketing, and e-commerce professionals in companies that publish large amount of images. The long tail, including SMEs and hobbyists, makes the market considerably larger. My co-founder and our CTO, Ilkka, has 20 years of experience in tech. We founded FrameRite because we had seen the same problem from different sides of the table, and we knew that this issue has to be solved. We are raising a pre-seed round of 250,000 euros. The round will take us to 50K MRR within the next 12 months. Our vision is that FrameRite will power every single image on the internet. So that was the pitch.
Thank you.
If I have a lot of time left, I can also
No, I think
do a demo.
So my first thought was, is that also working on WordPress? Because
yeah, we have a plugin for WordPress.
Oh,
and yeah,
and we use it because I always have that on when I use our MTH WordPress. I always have to do something with the picture, and because they had and it looks horrible basically. So I thought, oh my God, that would be so wonderful if we don't have to do that anymore.
Okay, so I think maybe tomorrow we have to have a meeting about this.
Yeah,
finally.
And then in that case, if companies have the same issues as we do, do we have then to pay this plugin, or is that a plugin that is coming with an update on WordPress, or how does in that case that work?
Yeah, so the WordPress also, like, we have the plugin, but we are currently also looking into how to kind of market and monetize it on WordPress. But the monetization, what we are currently first doing is kind of the crop management. So if you have the plugin and you use it, that's cool. But first, you need to save the data then with FrameRite in that. So that is kind of it's cool if you have that you're using the plugin and so on. So it's kind of extracting the data from the pictures. We want to make it as easy as possible, and so I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I think it's because I also see that on a lot of platforms, and especially in social media, that the images sometimes have a total different feeling just with the cut. Mm-hmm. Especially when there's more to the picture than just a person or just a site or no. So I mean that's something that you can. I mean, for example, in Instagram, it kind of looks quite okay, but I think that would be really cool if the pictures have the impact they have in their original.
Yes, you got the point exactly.
Oh, thank you. So, Daniel, what's your impression of FrameRite?
Super, yeah, thank you very much, Marina, for a great presentation. I really enjoyed how you introduced your solution, how you got us into, understanding the needs from different players in the market. So I think this was very, very clear. I have a few questions because you delightfully expressed a finance wish, an investment appetite, so to speak. So that's great. So first of all, I would like to know who is competing with you in this segment, because there are, of course, many younger companies who try to solve similar problems. So where do you see yourself there?
So there is competition in different, for example, in the AI side, we can just take Google Vision API, but they are their approach is very much different than ours. Our data set is or the AI is based on the dynamics of the picture, and them is more about recognizing an object and doing a box around it. And image copying is not that. It's so much more. And that is actually then when we get to that as a team, we have such a different kind of ground knowledge and kind of that we really want to solve this problem in the correct way and not to live in a world where there's kind of wrong kind of solution leading everything. Yeah, and then first one other thing is like Photoshop. You would say like, hey, don't they do it already? But no, actually our first MVP was a Photoshop plugin, but we took it out from there for the sake of building the product because not everyone is actually using Photoshop anymore. So, and even though they would have something like this in the similar way, it doesn't still solve the problem that what we do is like we make all these different things communicate with each other. So it's kind of, yeah, there is competing things, but it's still a bit different. Did I explain it right?
Yes, so to speak. So I think if you would want to highlight, the differentiating aspects of your solution, it would be really great to at least have a little bit more of background information to appreciate, what you do different, because right now it's not so tangible. And I think you could afford to confront us with a few aspects around your technology, around your AI, so what does it do? And it would be also interesting to understand how you developed it. Is it, I suppose it's a proprietary sort of registered, patented something?
It's it's our own, but so the data set we used was manually cropped images by professional image editors, and from each image there was like 7 different versions, and that is kind of a very specific data set that is not available in anywhere, kind of, and that was kind of the starting point. And of course we have the other data then coming from the kind of organic use of FrameWrite. And we can use specific styles and so on and follow different kind of developments of trends and how world is developing.
Yeah, I think this is super interesting to better understand, because this is how you differ from other players in the field who at least pretend to do something similar. So I think it would be great if can make a stronger if you can make a stronger emphasis on how your technology is superior to those existing solutions. So that would be good. And I would also would like to know if it's the two of you, the 2 founders, or do you have other people on the team?
Yes, so at the moment it has been mainly the 2 of us. We have also a designer who did very good work already in the beginning. He's part of the team, and now that we get the funding round done, we will kind of expand. and he will join again. And then also we have a developer also who has been working with us, and from that we will kind of now, when we get everything finalized, hopefully before the end of the year, we will start on that fun aspect.
Very good. Another question. I think it was very nice to see the different market segments you are addressing, which obviously have different sizes. So it would be interesting to know which market segment are you targeting first? I suppose you have a plan.
Yes. So we are building the product in the B2B environment. And primarily now we have been working with image agencies and media houses because they have their ecosystem that can already benefit from the technology. But to open those consumer or SME markets, we also need to have the ability to read the data more out there. So that's why we need to build those plugins for WordPress and all other different content management systems. Also have kind of like websites understand that data. Anyways, and that's why we have been working also with IPTC, which is the International Press Telecommunications Council, and the kind of the data is now being standardized, and that's actually a very good thing in kind of rolling it out there.
Very
and
good.
we worked together with them to make that happen. So yeah,
brilliant. I remember that you mentioned DPA as a kind of test client, if I understood correctly. Who else is your client so far? Did you already establish some contracts?
Yeah, in Finland we have the example I had, for example, in the presentation. So they have been using us now for a year. A magazines. It's so yeah, and they have been super happy. We have a German publisher actually going live end of this year, but I cannot say before it's live. And we just finalized a very interesting EU-funded initiative, Stars for Media, today, and we won together with EFE, the Spanish news agency. We won there in the category of data, and yeah, so that was a good project we did over the summer. And as an end result, we have now a roadmap how we can integrate to their system, and next step is to see what happens with that. But it was really, as a startup, it was amazing experience to be able to talk with the users with time, and no one could escape, and we could just talk and kind of understand each other much better. So yeah.
Congratulations, fantastic. My last question, if we have time, is of course connect. Pardon?
Last one.
Last one, exactly. It's connected to your ask. You asked for 250,000 euros. You mentioned, if I can remember correctly, research and development or something, or development?
Yes. So yeah,
we'll go into that.
Yes, and I mean marketing, sales to make kind of like the sales funnel, build it kind of effective and
yes.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant. What are you giving investors in return?
We're doing a convertible note.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Super.
So we want to
all
keep
questions answered. Super.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, thank you. And now we're just doing a little competition as well. But Juliana, what's your impression of these two startups?
I like to have them in the Investors Lab.
Ah, you see. So, Media Deals is cooperating with Kreativkultur Berlin, which is like a service unit for the creative industries, more or less. I would say more for freelancers, but they're also hosting together with you the Investors Lab. We had last year 2 startups of our portfolio taking part in the Investors Lab too, so it's a really good solution. And you will, I think you will host it next year in springtime, I assume.
Exactly. During the first half of the year, we will be going into the next batch, which will be our 5th year, amazingly, but this year was a slightly different routine, so we did not have a new batch of participants, so it will be the 4th batch, but the 5th year, the Corona math in the end, which we all have to juggle with.
Okay. So I would just say that we are doing just our Menti slide, and Menti is our platform. So you can vote for these 2 startups, and you have to go on menti.com, and then you can type in the code, and then we are getting all your votes, and then we see who had the best pitch. So in between, I want to würde ich jetzt auch erst nochmal ins Deutsche wieder zurück switchen. Ich mache aber nochmal Menti an. Ich würde gerne nochmal auf unsere MediaTek Hub Conference hinweisen, die wir am 11. und 12. November als Hybridformat wieder auf die Bühnen bringen, egal ob digital oder in real. Das ist sozusagen unsere große international ausgerichtete Konferenz, wo wir 2 Tage lang mit ganz wirklich herausragenden internationalen Speakerinnen über MediaTek Solutions sprechen. Dieses Jahr ist es auch, gibt es ein bisschen eine neue Ordnung. Wir haben unterschiedliche Tracks, also Tracks mehr Film Production, Data, E-Health, Mobility, Industrie 4.0 und um einige jetzt zu nennen. Und es wird wirklich eine ganz großartige Konferenz. Der MTH Accelerator hostet in diesem Umfeld die Startup Pitch Arena. Und ich würde mal sagen, ungefähr die Hälfte unserer Startups werden da pitchen. Und dann kann man dann auch nochmal sozusagen ein Teil unseres Portfolios im Gesamten sehen. Das wird dann immer jeweils um 14 Uhr an beiden Tagen sein. Und genau, ihr könnt Tickets kaufen, Online-Tickets ab 49 €, gibt es in unserem Ticketshop. Und ja, es wäre super, wenn viele von euch dabei sind und sich angucken, was so kommen wird in der Zukunft. Genau, und wie sieht es denn aus mit Menti? Haben wir denn schon eine Abstimmung? Frame right.
Woohoo!
So, congrats.
So today I won twice. What a lucky day.
So yeah, I think but the pitch was really good. I mean, Peter, your pitch was also really nice. So
absolutely.
But you can get Peter in too. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking your time and pitching to us, and for the audience, thanks for joining us. And yeah, we will be back in December. Because, as I said, we are hosting in November the Startup Pitch Arena. Yeah, so tune in, schaltet ein, nächstes Mal 9. November. Und dann geht's in die Weihnachtsferien.
Die Mauer fiel, ey. Jubiläum. Das ist der Tag, an dem die Mauer fiel, muss ich jetzt mal sagen. 9.
9. Dezember, nee, ich dachte 9. November.
November habe ich verstanden.
Ja. Nee, Dezember, 9. Dezember wieder.
Okay.
Sehr schön. So, euch alles Gute.
Ja, macht's gut.
Stay healthy and happy and see you soon.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. It was fun.
Bye.